Well, it kind of looks like a lot of these sites like Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, looks like they're coming to terms with the fact that Indiana Jones 5 is not going to do well. In fact, it's going to lose a lot of money. Some people are saying up to $250 million, and we'll go over that in a second. The reason that it's going to lose money is its budget. It's one of the most expensive movies ever made. $295 million budget, and that's what they're telling us. Keep in mind, a lot of people look at this and say, well, it'll make that back by a second weekend. You have to realize that when you buy a movie ticket, let's say you buy one for $8, the theater gets $4 of that, and Disney gets $4 of that. So they actually need to make quite a bit more than $295 million at the box office. And you have to bring in marketing. Marketing costs a lot of money. So, yeah, this film needs to make like $1 billion for it to break even. Will it? Or not to break even, but to make any money. Will it? I don't know. I don't think it will. I think this movie is going to be a disaster. I actually think it'll make more than what they're estimating for the opening weekend. I can honestly see it making maybe 200-something million its first weekend, and I'm being generous. But if it did make that money, I wouldn't make a video saying, I'm shocked. Here's what's going to happen with this movie. This movie is going to have a subpar, maybe okay or good opening weekend. The second weekend, it's going to have a nice drop-off, and then the third weekend, it's going to fall off a cliff. Because you know what happens the third weekend that this movie is out? You have Mission Impossible come out. That's coming out 2 weeks after this movie, I believe. Yeah, July 12th is when Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 comes out. So this movie has the theaters to itself for 2 weeks. The reason why I think it's going to fall off a cliff by the third weekend for sure, and going to have a nice drop off the second weekend, is because of the fact that this movie is horrible. I've heard nothing but bad things from people about this movie. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the typical one-upping the dude Lucasfilm formula that we have seen time and time again. I don't think this is going to be a good movie. So I don't think it's going to have good word of mouth. Plus, like I said in a video yesterday, who is this for? When you talk about Indiana Jones to some kid that's 18 or 20, you might as well be talking about Gone with the Wind. These movies came out a long time ago. I know for a lot of you, the 1980s might not seem like a long time ago, but there was a lot of people that need to see these kinds of movies that weren't even born then. And Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones 4, did not make a big cultural impact. In fact, most people don't like that movie. So I highly doubt it was on rotation for any of these kids in their DVDs when they were growing up. So I don't think that this movie is going to make a big impact. I really don't. I just don't know who this is for. Indiana Jones has never been at a Star Wars level culture, and I'm not dismissing it. I like these movies better. Well, the first three. Let me clarify that, because the fourth one I don't count. But I like the first three Indiana Jones movies more than Star Wars. But to be frank, Star Wars is on a whole nother level than Indiana Jones. So the fifth and final adventure to star Harrison Ford as the legendary globe-trotting explorer is targeting at least $65 million from 4,500 North American theaters in its opening weekend. The latest Indy installment is debuting day and date at the international box office, where it's aiming to add $80 million for a global start of $145 to $150 million. Those ticket sales are decent in the current movie-going environment, especially for the fourth sequel to a decades-old property that's aimed at older audiences, but Disney's spending mind-boggling $295 million to bring the action-adventure to life. That's not including marketing costs, such as a no-expense-spared premiere and after-party at the Cannes Film Festival, where much champagne was tippled. Even in the best circumstances, it'll take a heroic feat and a lot of nostalgia from longtime fans of the series for Indiana Jones 5 to turn a profit in its theatrical run. Though the film will get a boost on Thursday, July 4th holiday, it doesn't have a ton of time to own the big screen before Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible, July 12th, and Christopher Nolan's atomic bomb drama, Oppenheimer, July 21st. And that's really it. That explains it all pretty damn good right there. I just don't see it making money. Number one, these older moviegoers, how many of them are going to go see this twice? And I've said it a million times, people need to see these movies more than once. And I don't think people are going to like this movie because they take these characters out and they think that they can use, it's like an old wrestling thing. You would take a popular wrestler and you would purposely have them lose to a new wrestler to push them over and make them popular. And Lucasfilm seems to think they can do that with these new shitty characters they come up, and it never works. We saw it in Star Wars. Did it work then? No, it backfired. It's going to backfire here too. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is no Harrison Ford. And she's not going to be able to carry this franchise. That's what's so hilarious about this. They had spinoffs and all kinds of shit planned. Who do you think was going to star in that Indiana Jones TV show? Phoebe Waller-Bridge was going to star in that. They've pretty much been flat out admitting it lately. Yeah, she can't carry this. Nobody wants to see her. I don't know why Hollywood is trying to make her a thing. Those are like Aquafina. Why are they trying to make Aquafina a thing? So, you have projections here. Film could lose upwards to $250 million. I think that comes from Odin's movie blog. Good dude. Pretty good with numbers, too. And he breaks it down very well and comes to the estimate that they could lose up to $250 million on this movie. I believe it. I think it will lose that money because no one's going to want to watch this. First off, who the hell had the idea of let's make Indiana Jones in the afternoon nap or Indiana Jones old man yells at kids on his lawn? I don't want to see a grandpa 80-something-year-old Indiana Jones. I mean, the time to end this was at the fourth one. And you shouldn't even made that one, to be honest. So, yeah, they're screwed, man. I just don't see this doing well, and it's funny to see them admit it. And $250 million, buddy, that's a lot of money down the toilet. And another fat L for Disney. I love it. The parks are doing well for now, but they're not doing numbers like they used to. And as these movies continue to do worse and worse and worse, that magic for the parks is going to get less and less and less. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the videos. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals. And I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.